Hello, 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 friends, and welcome back to another episode of Glitter Hearts. Today we have our players back again for more adventure. I'm trying to think of other adjectives for what we do. Literally nothing.
Animus.
Fail.
That's you, my friend.
Struggle. We struggle.
Struggle bus. Yeah, I'm so excited
We
for today's
strive.
episode. So, without further ado, do you guys want to plug anything before we start?
No.
Yeah, I will plug the thing I was just talking about on itch.io right now. There's a tabletop RPG bundle for $5 that's going to be working for trans rights in Texas. I'll drop a link in the chat if it's okay for that. If I can.
Automod might not like it.
I know it doesn't like images. I think links are okay. You can try.
And then he gets kicked off.
Nope.
Hey, I got blasted. There we go. Awesome.
Beep.
Yeah, that's
Automod,
fine.
Automod is doing their best, okay?
Yeah, no. Automod is absolutely doing their best. But yeah, just Google it.
I wonder if I could put it in the chat. Here, send it in the Discord. It won't ban me,
It is
right?
in the general. It's already in general. I'll drop it again.
Let me just go back far enough.
Yeah,
Here,
it's in there.
it.
I just dropped it in.
Oh, I don't want to save this.
Ha! I can do it.
So yeah, that's the thing I'm plugging to this week. Yeah.
Okay. Well, without further ado, let us get back into this week's episode. So there are a couple of starting off points that we can go with. So what I'm thinking is we have a flashback to do, and we have a scene that was ongoing when we finished last time. So, friends, do we want to do our flashback, or do we want to finish the moose scene?
Moose?
You mean
Oh,
the deer that was attacking us?
Yes, the deer.
The horror elk thing?
The deer and the dead centaur.
I thought I flew back to the dorms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then if we finish that, that's
yeah.
fine. Okay.
I'm sure we didn't miss anything critical.
So let's do our flashback then. So something that I wanted to go back to after our audition game was that you guys had talked down Medina, and you had kind of convinced her that this thing that she was protecting, that you guys could help, and that you were trustworthy enough to do that, and that was Juniper and Jimmy, because she...
Correction, it was not Jimmy, it was the prince. Jimmy would never have agreed to this.
So let's do... When do you want this to take place right after the fight?
I mean, it can.
Well, I'm just wondering, because when...
I don't know how this works in the timeline.
I mean, you guys can put it wherever you want in the timeline, that's what I'm saying. So, like, if you say, hey, do you want to meet tomorrow with Medina, she'll be like, okay, we'll meet tomorrow. Like, whenever you want to do this is fine.
Collins, what do you think?
I don't know. let's say that we all went home, did our thing. Next morning, we meet her bright and early on the edge of the forest.
Okay.
Can we do that?
Yeah. That's totally fine. So, are you guys transformed then?
I assume we kind of have to be, right?
You're stuck in here
Sure.
now, Baka.
I think Juniper, did you even transform for that whole fight?
No.
No, I hadn't.
I don't think you did. Yeah. But she will.
So the next morning, I'm just like, ready, transform.
Yeah, she will meet you guys on the edge of the forest. She'll look at Juniper very hesitantly. But with the prince there, she's pretty like she's still on edge, like claws out almost, right? But
The prince has got a coffee. Not even magical transformation can make him a morning person.
I am definitely not invited.
No.
Oh yeah, not you and
No,
not Skye.
Never. Never, ever, ever.
Not after those fuck ups, my dudes. But anyway. She will look at you, and I want both of you guys to make what's a fucking empathy check in this system again?
I don't even see one.
Well, roll emotion plus emotion.
Okay, convinced.
Like, touch their heart or convince someone?
No, it's more like read. Like it's like an insight check or a read somebody.
So be vigilant type of thing?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
So what is vigilant?
Are
we rolling plus emotion?
Yeah, just roll plus emotion. I don't.
All right. An 11.
Ooh, nice.
The prince is back in form.
Oh, you got an 8. I was like, what the
I got an 8.
I got it. Okay. Jimmy or Prince, sorry.
Yeah, right.
You can tell that she is having second thoughts about this whole thing. Like she was given the night to think about it, and now she's like, this was a fucking terrible idea.
Emotions were running high. Things were said that we probably didn't mean.
And she looks you up and down, and she's like, well,
we're here.
We're gonna help you with whatever you need. Please.
I still know nothing about any of this, so
well,
yeah.
Now that I think about it, we don't need help. So y'all can be on your merry way.
I would disagree.
Yeah, and what would you know about it?
Literally nothing, except for the fact that if you need to commit acts of domestic terrorism to get your way, then maybe it's not the best course of action. And maybe you could use a little help.
And she kind of like falters on her words, but she's still got this very like intimidating demeanor going on.
I'd like to convince her.
Yeah.
I'd like to convince someone. It is a emotional.
We can do this together. I would like to support.
Yeah. I think that's fine.
So
what skill am I supporting with?
Probably emotion. Let me look at the things again. It's everything but persona, I think.
Damn.
And what's that do if he succeeds?
It depends on what he gets.
Okay.
And
so you
your
go ahead
character's
and go
relationship.
first. Oh.
We are cooperative.
Okay, how are you trying to help Juniper? Give me that and then I'll tell you what you're rolling.
I'm basically just like working on like phrasing things correctly and diplomatically.
Okay,
Like I'm
then
not trying to make like actual arguments because the prince is as fucking stupid as Jimmy is,
Okay,
and he
so
knows that.
He's
But-
hoping by not being dumb.
I am trying to say things well, if not correctly.
I'm gonna say that's an
Okay.
emotion roll.
Bada bing.
What were you
Wow.
saying, Spokes?
No, I was just looking at the thing and going, okay, depending on what they were trying to do, that's either mental or emotional. But yeah.
I was thinking the same thing, but mental would be more like if you were calculating the way you wanted to say things. What you're doing is just interpreting.
Yeah, no, the prince is well aware of the fact that he's a fucking dumbass.
So both of you add 1 to your power pools, and
Hey!
Juniper, you get a +1 on your next roll.
Okay. So does that mean this roll right now?
Yes.
Awesome. And if I have 1 from my power pool from last time, that doesn't count, right?
Yeah, the power pool empties every
Okay,
session.
got it. I got an 8.
Okay, 8. That is a mixed success.
I'll make a success.
So what are you saying?
You woke up and you came here today. You came here looking because you need us. You need something. Let us be that something for you. Just let us in.
The prince internally is basically just like, I would so much rather live in like a high fantasy setting right now than this urban fantasy bullshit we've got going on.
Huh?
I hate that I have
Want
to keep
y'all.
this shit a secret.
um
So fucking cool.
I maybe did come here today, and she like puffs up her chest. And maybe I did make an active choice to talk to you. That doesn't mean I need you.
It's not like I like you or anything. But Baka.
Shut the fuck up. I'm allowed to play my characters how I want.
I mean, should I be flirting with this bird lady? Would that
Mm,
resolve the
Do you
situation?
want
As
to
an
fucking
advocate- As an advocate for joy,
I mean, I should go back and look at what the photo of her looks like, the reference photo.
She's got like white hair,
Mm,
huge
I fought
wings.
so hard to get white hair a year ago or so. So,
The image is in character
Oh,
references, by
cute.
the way.
yeah.
I've just realized that the character reference for Medina is a pigeon girl.
She's not a pigeon.
He's a pigeon. I've
She's
seen
not.
That
so
is a
many
dove,
pigeons
and you
in
can
my life.
chill.
That's
That
not a
is
pigeon.
a pigeon. That is a pigeon.
Not a pigeon.
What a pigeon is a kind of dove.
I was
mean, her-
teasing. I said that's a dove girl, and you can know.
That's a fucking pigeon.
No, it's
Her wings
not.
are pretty
I
small in the
specifically looked
size
up what kind
of
of
her
bird
body.
she is. Okay?
What kind?
I'm not telling you.
It's a pigeon,
Oh,
isn't
I
it?
No, it's
Until-
not a
Stop.
pigeon.
Until I hear otherwise, Medina is a pigeon.
She's not a pigeon.
Put that in my notes.
Fuck
Kind
off!
of pigeon.
She
She's
walks
not
around
a
like
fucking
pecking at the ground.
pigeon. Oh my
Walks
god!
like- This is how she survives, is like stealing sandwiches.
Oh my god!
Rye bread. is
Hey,
her
hey! You
favorite.
said pigeon, not seagull.
Oh, like pigeons can get aggressive in the city, my dude.
No, I know that. I'm just saying, like,
you never
I've seen-
had your lunch stolen by a pigeon before?
Dude,
Like
I have
you
seen
have.
a seagull
I
literally
have.
swiping a hot dog out of somebody's hands at a picnic. Just swoop down and like just 100% just gag a whole fucking hot dog out of somebody's hands.
I'm so glad we're an 18
Wow.
plus stream. Oh god.
Anyways, we're
crazy.
talking to the pigeon girl.
My god, she's not a pigeon.
I'm sorry, not pigeon girl, pigeon tsundere.
She's not a pigeon. Shut up. She is kind of being like, so what if I made the choice to come and talk to you today? And yeah, I might have woken up and come here to see you guys, but that doesn't mean I need you.
Might have spent a long time arranging my feathers to look right before you guys showed up.
Oh. Well, I just felt like you needed our help. And it's okay if you do. We just want to be that help for you. But if you don't, that's fine. I've got more work I could do back at the student center. And I'm sure the prince here, he could,
Listen,
I
I've
don't
got a
know.
promising career as an online idol celebrity.
I don't know
Yeah.
what any of those words mean.
Neither do I, but I'm told I have one.
So, if you'd like our help, we're always here. You could always, I mean, swoop in gently and get us. Otherwise,
Maybe if you start having problems, instead of like scratching up cars and ATMs and building nests on school property, you could like give us a phone call.
I don't have a phone. I despise human technology.
I
Okay,
get
but
that.
like to what extent? Like smoke signals? Smoke signal? You could make a small fire. Like you could land on like do you do like the size change magic? Is that a thing you can do? Like can you just like turn into a bird and like land on a window or something? I don't know how you work.
I
Frank,
wish
frankly,
I
my
could.
education is lacking at this stage.
I feel like I understand myself about as much as you do.
Unfortunate.
Um,
So you got wings and claws. That's about where we're at. Okay.
I'm not the only one. Things keep changing day by day. I haven't met everything,
Is there
everyone.
like a club, like a forest
You guys
club?
have potlucks?
Is there like a mystical clearing that you guys go meet at every Wednesday?
Okay, if you're gonna make fun of me, I can just go.
No, that's
No, sorry.
I'm not making. I'm a genuine question because like I'm pretty sure I have a club, and I was wondering if you guys also had a club.
I don't know. Okay, She gives a heavy sigh. She pauses. I wish I understood magic. And I feel like maybe you do?
I wouldn't go that far.
Define understand.
Well, you can control it.
Well, I can control some of the aspects of life, but I can't control other parts of magic.
Yeah,
And
but
the
and she
prince
points
here,
at the prince and she's like, you manifested an extraterrestrial bubble.
Oh, hold on. Sorry, cut out real bad.
Did I or did you?
Oh, it was me. I missed everything after understand.
Uh,
I don't even remember
Yes.
I don't
saying.
even remember, yeah. She points at you and she's like, you manifested an extraterrestrial bubble. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's like a a thing I can do. Like, watch, I can do it right now, and there's like a stump. It'll just like bubble the stump.
Okay. See?
It's like I don't know how I do it. I couldn't tell you how it works. I just do it.
But I've got a friend. I know you don't really like her, but she seems to know people who know
We are
people.
not bringing Penumbra. I am shutting that shit down right now. That will end in somebody dead.
Did you
I
guys
just
ever
think
mention Penumbra's name in front of Medina, like during the fight? Yes, you did.
Yeah, like several times.
At her name, Medina literally like full body cringes, like
See?
into herself.
See, that's how we get a fucking gunfight.
okay,
The last
first
thing
of
we
all,
need is more people dying.
she's the one with the guns. Um,
At for
not
one-sided gunfight.
you're right. Um, I think that if everyone just calmed down, came together, and just chilled, maybe we could talk and ask, or maybe we just talk to her separate. I don't know. Maybe she could help. She's got her own talents. I don't know.
I feel that Penumbra possesses a wide variety of talents, all of which are specialized in the elimination and disposal of anything that the Bureau doesn't like.
I shush. Okay, I get it. No penumbra. Penumbra.
I feel like that
Excuse
was in
me.
character.
My tongue got a little confused. Yeah, kind of in character. Okay. What was her name?
Medina.
Medina. Yeah, Medina. So what you're saying is that you have a crew and no one in your crew knows how magic works.
Well, I mean, it's not a crew, okay? We all just are awakened and we have a purpose and we all have the same purpose. So,
Could you elaborate as to what that purpose is?
I told you I need to protect something.
Okay, that's a start. But it's very hard to assist when we know nothing.
I didn't
And
ask for your
protecting
assistance.
something is very ambiguous.
Can I try again to convince her to tell us?
I think that's more of a touch their heart.
A touch their heart. Okay, what is that with?
I think that's persona.
Hey, that's actually a helpful to me.
Let's
I
see.
could try to touch their heart.
Touch your
No,
heart
it's
is actually
emotional.
emotional.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Okay, what is your power pool for? Could I use that point here?
You can spend 1 power point to upgrade to get a +1. Wait, let me
Okay.
make sure that's right, because there's a couple of rules on power points. You spend 1 point to get a +1 on your roll.
Okay, can I use it
I
here?
think you can spend 2 to get advantage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to use it now.
Okay.
Oh, and still only got 8. Okay.
That's okay. The touch their heart works a little bit differently because convince someone means you're trying to get them to give up something specific, right? Touch their heart means you're trying to change the way that they feel or think about like a broad concept,
Yeah.
right? So what I'm saying this role is essentially is you convincing her that to open up, right?
Right.
And I think she was already kind of on the precipice because of the way that the combat and the encounter went. I will
Sitting here emotionally slapping her, just saying, "Let me help you."
Right. Do you ever have a
She
younger sister?
she just motions with her hand and starts walking deeper into the forest.
Okay, dope. I'm definitely following her.
Yup,
Okay.
100%.
You guys hike for a long time. Let me
The
figure out
prince
how
is
long
huffing and
this.
puffing.
Yeah, like this is probably a good like 2 to 3 hour hike. I'm not lying.
Oh my gosh.
If it weren't magical, he would have sweat through his outfit by now.
Hey,
Um,
that is a pretty good outfit.
I'm convinced it's not actually real. Like, it's like a magic construct. So, like, technically, it doesn't exist.
So wait, are you naked?
I don't know, maybe. If I
Um,
am, then you are, so, like, we're in this together.
Juniper just turns away and like blushes and is covering her eyes, and she's like, "No, I can't deal with this concept."
I need both of you to make perception checks. What is that?
So, awareness or whatever,
Keep your wits.
which is intelligence or persona?
Keep your wits is. Oh no, be vigilant.
Oh, that's a
Is
fucking...
a mental.
Oh, no.
Oh crap!
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
we're
Uh-oh.
a bunch of dummies.
Uh-oh.
We're a bunch of dummies.
Don't worry about
Uh-oh.
it. Medina stops you.
Team 70 IQ strikes again.
And
Also,
she.
I've leveled up again.
Whoop, whoop. Yep, take your experience points.
Okay.
Can I level up immediately?
Not in this scene because this scene takes in the past, but you can when we go back into. Because you still don't have your wings yet, so.
Nope. That's why I'm huffing and puffing, because I'm walking. I'm hoofing it.
Dang.
She looks around and does the whole like soldier like stop motion, and comes forward.
The prince probably walks face first into her back.
And she gives you a glare like, what the fuck? Told you to stop.
Wow.
And then she like rolls her eyes and she looks back forward into this clearing, right? And she walks around the edge of the clearing. There doesn't seem to be anything around. And she finds a like tree around the back edge of the clearing. And she motions for you to kind of make your way stealthily. So I need
Okay.
both of you guys to keep your thwart peril. It is a physical roll.
Physical. Okay.
Well.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Jimmy, you kind of sneak your way around. It's like you're still making sounds and stuff, but at least like nobody's really looking. And Juniper, you're following behind a little bit farther. And you suddenly get tackled by, let me see if I can find a reference image for this girl.
A bear. A whole ass grizzly.
That
Please
would
roll up a new character.
It's the death deer, but you haven't met it yet.
Oh my gosh.
It's the centaur.
And I wasn't sad in the future or in the future. Yeah, that was the future.
Yep, definitely the centaur. That's what that is.
You are tackled to the ground by this
Edgy.
young girl. She has instead of black hair like in this image, she has like blonde brunette hair, kind of like straw almost, color of straw.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And she's like she's got this air of like confidence and like the way she's tackled you is very like primal. She's covered in like cuts and bruises and stuff like that. And she snarls in your face. And you get the feeling that she is about to not literally or not figuratively bite your head off.
I would like to use my spontaneous growth to grow some vines and throw her off me, but like hold her down to the ground over on the side.
Okay.
So like we're both
Well-
laying on the ground next to each other.
While this is happening, the prince screams,
I didn't hear what you said. You cut out.
"Ah, vampire!"
Okay. First, make a clash roll.
Okay, clash. Clash is physical, right?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's pretty good.
Okay. With a 9, you do harm to her. She does harm to you. So you get your vines around her and you throw her off of you. You don't quite get her like pinned down to the ground. And before you do this, she gets a good swipe in at you on your chest, and your clothes are there's a big rip through your clothes, and you're bleeding slightly, but you'll only take 1 damage.
Okay.
Just a flesh wound.
It's just a flesh wound.
It's nothing but a flesh wound.
If you want to try to hold her to the ground, I'll have you make a clash roll again.
Make a what?
A clash roll.
Okay. Yes, I will do it again. Okay.
Yes, so yeah, you have her now pinned to the ground with your vines, and she is thrashing, but she is not able to get out of it. And having heard this disturbance, Medina flies over to you, and she what is like a sound, like a threatening sound that a bird makes? Chitter?
Greech?
Screech?
Yeah, I'd
And
say
she
a
like
screech.
squawks, screeches at this.
I would not say that squawking is an intimidating sound.
I don't know.
What?
Oh my god.
What?
Okay,
Fucking
anyway,
my
she
God.
screeches at the downed girl. And she kind of looks and snarls at Medina, and they kind of have this like almost a conversation that you guys can't hear or understand. And finally she stops like thrashing. And Medina looks at you and she like just shakes her head no.
Okay, I'm gonna let her go.
Okay, you let her go, and she immediately tries to pounce on you.
Can I say that I have a readied action to bubble Juniper?
Sure. You bubble Juniper, the new female has lunged at you, and her claws are out now. And her face slightly contorts to be more feline. And like she grows like these fangs.
I thought you were about to say ears.
No. And she is trying to get through this bubble, but obviously can't. And she just snarls out like, "You need to go back. Leave this place. I don't care what Medina has told you. This is no place for you." And she like it's the last word just kind of drips out of her mouth like venom. 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 Okay, sorry.
I would like to it was like convince her, but like emotionally convince her. You know what I meant?
That's gonna be a touch their heart roll.
Yeah, that's what I meant. And it was emotional.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, dang it. I'm just. Juniper is not in it today. She
Take
needs to stop
your
crying.
experience point. Yeah, you try to convince her that you guys are good, and she just seems too stubborn to listen to any. Like, she's not even paying attention to anything you're saying.
Not like human enough.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, I don't have my wings yet, so I can't make smart-ass comments from the safety of the air.
Oh, yeah.
Medina still feels like she's trying to, whatever the situation. Let me find her character sheet so I can. Her stats. Medina, where are you?
Thank you, Spokes.
What happened, Spokes?
I just dropped something in the general chat to make sure that for bookkeeping purposes, because of the failed the failed touch your heart roll, there's a -1 modifier to non-clash rolls with that. Yep, for future rolls.
Oh, fuck you, Medina. This is not gonna go well. Oh, shit. That's not terrible. So Medina is trying really fucking hard to get her to calm down. And she's at least non-combative at this point, where you can probably take the bubble away. But she is still, like, spitting out, like, demands that you leave and insults about your character and saying that no human should ever be allowed near, like, this place, and your filth has been what's the word when something like takes a like toxic, like
Poison?
no
Venom.
venom. Anyway, you guys know what I mean.
Corruption?
Yes, like your presence has corrupted this place.
Diplomat and talker down of animal girls apparently here. Are
With
we
that-
technically still human?
Technically no, but I don't know if you know that.
Well, Medina mentioned that.
Yeah, she mentioned that.
Like, from our perspective, this was last night she mentioned that.
Sure.
That we are not human.
Yeah.
That we don't count.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, I am not technically human anymore. I look like it. But as far like this is not what I normally look like. Let me tell you that much.
It doesn't matter. Your presence here is unwanted.
That's a little racist.
Yeah,
I'm sensing a lot of bad vibes, honestly. You seem stressed.
Ma'am, I just would want to know, is there something I could do for you, maybe?
There's some.
Besides leaving.
There's
June,
some.
I mean this in the best way, but please, for the love of God, keep it in your pants. Now is not the time.
She kind of Medina does some more like bird chirping, chittering, not like screeching or anything, more like calmly talking. And this new girl spits out, fine, but if this ends up blowing up in our faces, you're the first one I'm eating.
Which of us were you referring to?
She looks at you. She was looking at Medina, but she looks at you and she's like, all of you.
I'm probably not very tasty. I eat lots of junk food. Jimmy, the prince
As
here.
you know, with my other transformations, like the things that transform about me, I wouldn't be surprised if I taste like cotton candy.
Yeah. That's not a good thing to tell her, bro.
I don't know what that is.
You see, that's why I can say it, because it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I could say that I taste like a Snickers bar, and it wouldn't matter, because we're in the middle of the fucking forest, and nobody here knows anything about anything to do with fucking civilization, so...
Okay, bro, I need you to calm down.
I
Now,
hiked for 4 hours for this!
and you think your diaphragm's gonna thank you for yelling after all that breathing? No, I don't think
Jimmy
so.
just suffers an asthma attack. Not the prince, Jimmy.
The prince has got extra lung strength, but not that Jimmy.
After he transforms back, the hike catches up with him and he just, like, collapses it on himself.
Oh no. No. Now, Medea, what is your friend's name? You didn't introduce us.
She looks over and like kind of scaredly kind of motions for this girl to introduce herself, and she kind of like rolls her eyes and she's like, they call me Sabrina.
Jimmy fights with every ounce of willpower he possesses to not ask if she is a teenage witch. He succeeds, but only just.
Which part do you ask about? If she's teenage or if she's a witch?
She looks
Well,
teenage.
If she's a teenage witch.
So Sabrina and Medina, when did you guys meet? Did you guys both meet here in this forest? Lately?
Sabrina's been here longer than I have. I guess when I woke up here, she was there.
How old are you?
And she like gives a side eye to Sabrina, and Sabrina, very good question. Looks at you and says, "What's it to you?"
Well, you clearly look... I don't know how to... Like, I'm trying to keep this, like, academic, I guess. You look mature for your species, so I'm wondering what that... Frankly, your biology fascinates me.
For my species? What do you
I
even
don't
know
know.
about me?
Nothing, but you look like a relatively grown human, so I assume.
In comparison to what we've seen of other species, you look like you're about the prince's age.
Well, I'm trying to learn here. You guys have a lot of intuitive knowledge that does not translate. And I'm trying to assimilate some of that.
I would say the same thing about you. She gives you like a pointed glare.
Yeah, I'm trying to explain the best I can, but the problem is I don't know a whole lot. I know there's a bureau. I have a manager. He's a prick.
She rolls her eyes. And she gives a huff. And she starts walking in the direction where Medina had showed you where she had gone. And she starts kind of monologuing. I came into being about a month ago. Things changed. I don't know what. Before feels different. Like, can't describe it. It's like perceiving the world through a different way. I used to be something else. I used to be majestic. Now, and she kind of like points to her body. Ugh. This is so weak.
I feel like a lot of people would be offended by that, but as somebody who is pretty weak themselves, I understand where you're coming from.
She kind of looks at you and like nods thoughtfully, almost. And then
Jimmy referring to like the fact that he's essentially just skin and bones.
And then she comes up on a tree. And next to it is a patch of pink capped mushrooms that are giving off this like
druid shit.
faint glow, right? And she points to them and she says, this part of your bureau?
The mushrooms?
I don't know.
No, I don't think we have a mushroom division.
What are they?
You know what? Actually, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say we don't have a mushroom division, because for all I know, we have a massive mushroom division. I know literally nothing about this organization, and frankly, I shouldn't be making assumptions. I apologize. But no, I have never seen something like this.
What do you know about these mushrooms?
I just know that I'm supposed to protect them. With every fiber of my being, even some parts of me screaming now to chew out your throats.
Okay, so can I ask for a point of clarification here? What do you mean by protect? Like, what does that word mean to you?
I mean that if they were to come to harm, I don't know. Part of me just knows it would be bad.
Okay. What does harm mean?
I don't know. Just she looks very confused and angry.
I'm trying, because I'm going to propose something, and I want you to be able to say no if you don't like it without ripping my throat out for suggesting it.
She, Medina, like, gives this, like, come on, like, we're this far to Sabrina. And Sabrina, like, grits her teeth. But
I was more referring to Sabrina than Medina at this point, but...
And she just kind of looks at you.
How would you feel about, I don't know, a preserve? It's a human concept. It's an area of land that isn't touched. It's just left alone. Setting up some kind of, like, preserve for rare creatures. Species of plants and mushrooms and whatever. And it can be safely transplanted there, where it won't come to harm.
I don't understand.
Basically,
Mushrooms?
there's a big area of forest that gets set up, right? Big forest. The big fence around it, so nobody goes in. And we take the mushrooms from here, and we put them in that forest, where they won't get hurt.
You guys could probably go there too.
If you want to go live in the mushroom forest, that's your own prerogative. I don't think a fence is going to stop you.
How? And this is Medina, by the way. How do we do something like that?
I have no earthly idea. That's why I brought her. And the prince like gestures to Juniper with like a very like display like.
Well, you see, I was a botany major, so that was something that I would have done. So we will get in contact with the people, but they will have to come here. They will have to look at them, but hopefully I can get involved so that I will be able to move it. But you guys won't be able to be here when we move the mushrooms.
When you say that other people will be coming here, she, like, uncontrollably, like, her claws come out, her fangs come out, like, she is, like, so angry, and, she spits out, like, no humans.
I mean,
Okay.
we have
Let
some
us-
kind of. We clearly work for some kind of international conspiracy, right, June? Like,
Right. Let
some
us
kind of
look
shadow
into it.
government. I'm sure that we can do this through them, right?
Right. We can look into it. We can bring our friends. Just say that we're doing it as a community service project. And it'll be great. We won't have to bring anyone else. Okay?
Also,
Well-
can I try something really, really quick?
Never.
No, I'm saying that in character.
Oh.
Is it gonna get us killed?
Maybe. But it might
Oh.
also provide us with a lot of useful information.
I
This
guess.
time it's Medina being like, I'm warning you.
I'm
Like-
not gonna touch nothing, I promise. But I want to get and take a closer look at these mushrooms. I'm not gonna touch them. I just want to look.
Okay. Are you making an investigation roll?
Well, actually, I'm hoping to make more refined use of my magical sense.
Okay.
Because I'm not, like, looking with my eyes, per se. I'm more trying to get, like... Because clearly, the Fate magic signature is bullshit if there's a bunch of powerfully magical creatures popping up to defend this thing. Like, there's something deeper going on here, and I want to know what it is.
Okay.
There's no way these are just slightly magical mushrooms.
Right.
It's kind of like opening up your third eye. Like, you have this passive perception,
Gotta
but this time
cross
you're
your eyes.
actually, like, struggling to, like, conceptualize this, right? And you realize that the reason why these things weren't picking up as magical is because they have their own entirely different system of magic.
Oh, God. Okay.
The way that your guys' magic works is on a different... Think of it as like a radio frequency, right? Like, you guys are on a different frequency than this type of magic. And
Mushroom magic hits different.
Mushroom magic is different, man.
like, it's a very similar frequency to yours because you could pick it up. Like, there was some part of it that was like what you know to be your type of magic. But the majority of it is this other, I don't know, like more
School?
chaotic.
School of Magic?
Yeah. And once you
I was right. This is some druid shit.
once you kind of open this idea in your head, you start to pick up the strong frequencies from both of these creatures. More from Sabrina than from Medina. But there is
How
definitely
do the mushrooms read?
they are very, very powerful. They did read more magical than like what you've been reading off of like
The other
Medina,
two.
yeah, or Sabrina at this point. Like they were high potent in your frequency of magic, but holy shit, they are full of this new type of magic.
Okay. I think Jimmy has a slight nosebleed now. Or the prince does. Alright, I'm gonna try. Sorry, I don't want to bleed on your mushrooms.
Are you okay?
No. No, I'm
What?
not. My head
What's
hurts.
going on?
Okay. Ow. Okay. Are you aware of how light works? There's
Like
visible light.
wavelengths?
Yeah, there's visible
Right.
light, and then there is like ultraviolet light, and there's like
Mhm.
X-rays and microwaves and all that shit.
Yeah.
I think I just stared into a gamma ray burst.
Are your eyes hurting, baby?
No, it hurts on my brainstem.
Oh. How? All the
I
way
don't.
through your brain?
I didn't know that was possible. He's like he's like pulled a handkerchief like out of his like the front of his jacket, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a different shade of pastel blue and now red as he's like holding it up to his nose. That thing is, don't fuck with it. Whatever you do, don't fuck with it.
So what are you saying? We're just gonna leave them here?
Yeah, we're leaving it. We're not touching it.
Should we tell Skye?
Probably. Ow. Okay, hi, you two. Good call on the not moving the mushrooms. Good idea. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, I've got so many questions now. And I am not smart enough to answer them. Oh, Lord. And I think the prince is just kind of gonna sit down in the clearing for a second as, like, things are fucky now.
Well, I
Things
guess
got complicated.
when you're ready to do the 3-hour hike home,
Oh, God, don't remind me.
we should probably head out. It's gonna get dark soon.
Let me finish stopping my nosebleed.
Okay. I'm gonna look around for some pretty flowers. There's usually some up here.
I mean, it's a magic clearing, and there's a fuckload of magic in this clearing.
So maybe some magic flowers. That'd be fun. Hopefully not magic evil flowers. Dun dun dun, like those mushrooms, huh?
So, question to the GM:
Mm.
is this a constant awareness that I have now? Like I've like tuned into that frequency now.
No, it's more like
Now that I'm like
changing.
aware of it,
It's more like changing the dial on a radio.
but like it's a thing I can do, or is
Yes.
it like
Like
okay.
you can do it, but
I
it's
know
not.
that I can do it.
It's not like a passive ability.
Okay, so I can turn it off, is what you're saying. I have the ability to not be tuned into that frequency.
Yes.
Okay, thank God. I feel like I just got punched in the brain. You ever had that experience?
One time I got no.
Anyways.
How are you doing? You
I
think you're
think
gonna be okay?
I think I'll be able to walk back.
Okay.
Sabrina, it's been a pleasure. I have a lot more
Yeah,
respect for you
nice
now
going.
than I did when I
Morning.
entered the clearing. Medina, largely the same. I hope you get in touch if you need anything. Please try not to murder people.
Yeah,
I
that'd be
want
really
at
good.
this stage, I want people to stay as far away from this fucking clearing as you do. So, I think probably for very different reasons, but our goals are the same.
Yeah. So we're gonna go. See you again. Thanks for hosting. We're gonna help. We'll
If
find a
you
way.
need anything, you know where to find us. Kind of, I don't know, just fly on campus and
Probably.
start screaming, and we'll probably find you.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna
You
go
guys-
try to walk home now.
You guys make the trip home. You make it somehow.
Barely.
um, and we will time skip back to the present, unless there's something else you need to do.
Well, could we say that during this time skip, she took a day to chill out with Rocky, to watch TV and get her health back?
Yes.
Because I was at half health and I was starting
By
to
the
worry.
way, the level up thing I'm taking is from the overconfident. I'm taking We're Like You and I.
Ooh.
I roll
Okay.
Touch Their Heart with Persona now.
Nice.
So, if I want to take a level up from a different magical connection,
you cannot.
how does that work? You can't.
Yes, that's the only one that you can't take from another playbook. You can take a different everyday identity. You can take a different magical girl entity ability, but you cannot take another mystical connection.
Okay. But how do the points work if I do find one in the other groups?
It is in order you need to spend 2 heroic moves, heroic thingies
Okay.
to take something that isn't in your archetype. So
Got
like,
it.
yeah. So like, I don't know what you are. Like, let's say you were a goth. You can take any of the ones in goth for 1, and you can take anything in, any of the other identities for 2.
Okay. And each level up or each heroic archetype achievement, is 6 points?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So we are back
Time
at
skip.
we're back at the present. Just attacked by a moose. Marion, you were investigated by the police. Interrogated, sorry.
Yes.
Can we make a quick retcon?
Sure.
In the light of this flashback, can we say that the prince has asked the bureau about if we have a division of mycology?
They will look at you very strangely and say that they have a herbology department, but nothing specific to.
Okay, wanted to make sure.
How do
I mean,
you
the only reason
proceed?
why I asked the question there, like, is the forest there that you're in federal land, state land, or part of the college campus, or of course, like, there are Native American territories through there? Is it's different governments or organizations you'd have to deal with to like fence it off and keep everybody out of it?
Um, you don't know exactly, but having hiked as long as you did, you would assume that this is in the national park.
Thank God. So we're fine. Everything's fine. It's totally fine. I just hope some drunk teenagers don't stumble on that place and start kicking mushrooms.
That would suck.
That's how you find dead bodies.
I think that's how some
Yeah,
kind of
for
magical
sure.
bomb goes off
I mean,
and
that's how you end up
annihilates.
with like, murder elk and
That
stuff
that
showing
that's how
up.
you wind up with a hole where northern Washington once was, or we're in Oregon.
Then
No,
it's
we're in
just
Washington.
Are we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
We're in
La
Tacoma,
Brea
right?
all
yeah,
over.
Tacoma.
I thought Tacoma was in Oregon. Is it not?
No.
It's the University of Washington, Tacoma.
I thought it was. I don't know. All right.
I thought you were thinking about going there.
Shut up.
Look, we've established that Jimmy isn't smart. What makes you think he knows geography?
Fair enough.
Anyways, that's how you have no more Washington.
I mean,
The
no,
state of
no, 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 no.
Washington is gone.
We're talking mystical explosions. So we might just be shunting it out of reality. The land might be there, but like, you end up driving and ending up in Seattle with, just
You
over the
just
border.
skip all of Washington.
Yeah, you just whoop and I'm in Seattle. Or, like how the heck did I end up in Vancouver from Portland, Oregon in like a 2-hour drive?
Oy. Headaches.
And why is my shirt covered in blood?
What?
No, no, no.
I know damn
Yeah.
well why my shirt's covered in blood.
No, it's more the, I just ended up I was just, holding reality, drove from Portland, Oregon to Vancouver in 2 hours, and why is my shirt covered in blood?
Oh. Um. But yeah. If I remind you guys, the moose thing happened on your way back from the bureau, which the same day you had just taken out another entity. Um.
Yeah, somehow I feel like this guy and the mushrooms aren't connected.
Why wasn't he fic or like helping the mushrooms? You know? How
I
did
feel like
doing
fish and
stuff with
mushrooms don't
fish?
interact often.
Yeah.
Anyways, Jimmy sleeps. He needs it.
Okay. You guys get up the next morning. It is not a school day. I'm trying to think of if I did this. Yeah, we'll say it's not a school day. So you can sleep in.
Juniper's probably still working.
More than likely. The
Yeah.
dining center and stuff is still open.
Yeah.
I was blind. I did find convince someone in the book. It's on page 68, by the way.
Oh.
It's right after thwart peril.
Yep. Okay. So, you guys are doing your normal afternoon things. Are you gonna talk to each other?
I mean, I obviously, like at this point, it's I would like to find the time to reach out to Jimmy and try to, meet up and, we got off on the wrong foot type of, thing. But
You
clearly,
could
like
say that.
I wake up and do things earlier than him, and it's just I'm gonna leave him alone. So, like, if we have some sort of like way of contacting each other, like like I say, like campus email or whatever, he'll probably get something from from me from there.
I
I think
think we
there's
have
a
a
group
group chat.
chat.
Oh, yep, in the group chat then. Yep. So yeah, oh yeah, because I sent a group chat in the last. Yeah. All right. Like I'll ask. Like it'll be like 8:30 in the morning, and when I'm like, after I get home, both either before I go out for my run or after I get back, hey, we got off on the wrong foot, and can we meet for lunch or something, so we can, kind of, if we're going to be working together, we need to get, off of this. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like if we're going to be working together, we need to at least not be at each other's throats. We need to, meet and kind of bury the hatchet or what have you.
I feel like Jimmy wakes up, and his immediate reaction is to shout, "Quincy!" and then take off running to the pet store,
The pet store.
where we abandoned Quincy.
Oh my gosh.
You go back to the pet store. There is a bunch of yellow tape everywhere. There seems to be a police car still out there with someone making notes and writing things and putting down little evidence tents.
Is he there?
I don't know. Is he? Why don't you make me a... What are you gonna do to look for him?
Excuse me, officer, have you seen a kid about my height? Blonde hair, really shy. Think he was hanging out around here?
Do you have any information on what happened here, son?
No, I heard he was around here, and I wanted to make sure he wasn't, dead.
You pranksters need to keep away from official police business.
Okay, I'm taking that as he's not here. Cool. Thank you, officer.
Meanwhile, in the squad car, Quincy's just like, what the
He's like banging on the glass. Crying. I have his phone number. Jimmy only realizes like at the pet stop that he'd like text him, "Are you alive?"
You're left on red.
Okay, cool. Sorry for abandoning you at the dangerous pet shop. Things can get a little wild. Do you like coffee?
You're left on red.
I invite him to the coffee get-together that's happening.
Okay.
Juniper probably slides into the friend group and she's like, hey, I'm already here at the student center or the eatery or whatever you call it.
Wait, wasn't the message specifically Marion asking Jimmy to meet up?
Yes.
It wasn't
In the group chat.
It was
Yeah.
in the group chat. So I'm like,
Listen, if
So
it gets posted in the group chat, it's an open invite.
So if Juniper replies,
she's like,
send
hey,
that in the
I'm
group
already
chat.
here. If you wanna hang out, I'm around.
Skye messages everyone. Why are you interrupting their date?
Oh, no, never mind.
I'd like to point out Jimmy still has not sent a single message in the group chat affirming or confirming or denying whether or not he's going.
I mean, the next
And
thing
he's
that comes-
already invited Quincy.
and you see like 3 dots, like 3 dots, 3 dots, 3 dots, and then it's not a date. Like flustered. Like, what the heck do you mean a date? Like, it wasn't supposed to be, and now someone else has like willed that into existence. Like, it's not. It's not.
You
I
just
mean,
get
it
a
is
thumbs up
now.
reply.
I think at this
Yeah.
point Jimmy responds with Lamau roasted.
Yeah. Juniper's just gonna slowly, as she does her job, as always, sneaking around the corners, watching people. She's watching for everyone to show up.
By the way, I invited Q. Just in the group chat.
You mean like the Proud Boys, or
No, Quincy. Not the entirety of QAnon.
Good.
Why would you willingly invite someone when someone asks you to go somewhere with them?
It was sent in the group chat. It's an open invite.
I don't think that's how that works.
She has my phone number and can text me.
do I? I don't.
That's
You're
how
in that
group
group chat.
chats work.
I don't
Friend
know.
code.
That's not in character. That's more along the lines of like, do I? Like, like I asked, like, do I have some method of contacting specifically? They're like, yeah, there's a group chat. It's like, okay, well then I'll use the group chat. And now everyone's like, hey, you did go on a date. It's like, no.
Could have totally done it just one-on-one.
See, but it's more fun this way.
Now
Group
we
date.
all involved.
We're a polycule now, guys.
Not only that, but like even if it is like the two of us sitting down together, everyone else is gonna be like in the satellite tables around, like pretending like they're not there to fucking spy on us and shit.
Yep.
You greatly underestimate your Skye's care.
Oh no, I don't give.
Or
I mean,
overestimate, sorry.
but like we said, everyone's magical education is lacking, and yours is just the magic of friendship.
Yeah, you
Yeah, the
lack
magic of friendship.
You
You're
lack
not gonna
it.
show
That's where
up.
your education is lacking.
All
I
right,
consider myself an expert in the area of magical friendship.
I bet you do.
I got my PhD in we can do it together.
All right. So I mean, like, if there's some sort of time frame that we agreed upon or something, I'm gonna head to the to the like, I don't know, whatever, student center. The one that we like the Angel Grove juice bar of this particular setting.
Mm-hmm.
Juice.
So yeah, I come in, I once again look at the like stuff, and I'm like looking for things that are way too local to be served here. And it's like and then grab a couple of things and go sit with like this, with this like sad look on my face, like homesick, and like smile and relax, kind of at a table, and kind of wait for people to wait for Jimmy to show up and look around. I don't think I've ever actually met Quincy, so
No. No, you have not.
Nope. Yep.
So like this is just like yeah.
Who shows up next?
I think Jimmy shows up on time. So if anybody's early, they're here before him.
Then I will say Quincy probably rocks up and sits at a different table because he doesn't know Marion at all.
And he doesn't see. He knows it's a get together.
Yeah.
Like he knows it's not just me showing up.
But he also knows that he's early and he doesn't know if anybody's here or not, and he doesn't know anybody other than you, this guy. And I don't even think he knows Juniper.
Nope. Sure doesn't.
So we have Quincy sitting at one table, we have Marion sitting at another. Jimmy, you walk in, who do you sit with?
Yeah, Jimmy walks in, immediately notices the situation, and sits at a third table.
What the fuck?
He's not gonna break the pattern.
What the fuck?
He's gonna like wave at both of you and go sit at a third table.
Not you.
Quincy looks at his table, he looks at the napkin in his lap, he looks at you, and he just shakes his head.
Jimmy is sat expectantly.
Oh jeez. Oh Jesus Christ.
I am the overconfident.
Yeah, you're the overconfident. Oh. Yeah. So I'm gonna get up and like realize that because just the way the scene is looking out, you're looking at Quincy, and Quincy's like, "I'm not getting up. What the hell do you mean?" I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be because we're still kind of in that like competitive, like kind of at odds thing.
You mean broken?
Yeah, broken. Right. At odds. I'm gonna get up and instead of going to your table, I'm gonna get up, grab my like, plate and everything, and go sit with Quincy. Motioning to you like, come on,
Quincy looks so grateful.
like
Jimmy will remember this.
Jimmy will absolutely remember this, but like, and kind of, I'll sit down. And I need to like change my character slightly, but it's fine. I'm not going through the dang character creator thing again. But yes, so I'm gonna sit, at Quincy's table and be like, so I don't think we've met. Um, I work with, I don't know, Jimmy. I should use Jimmy, right?
Yeah, I'm Jimmy.
Yeah. I work with Jimmy. I'm Marion.
Do you mean like work? Or do you mean like volunteer?
I mean, if someone's paying us, I guess it's a job. But, yeah, that thing.
And he kind of looks dead-eyed. Like he looks like a mixture of terrified and burnt out.
You look like
You look like you're a mixture of terrified and burnt out.
No, not even that. You look like you could use something. Do you need something? You want me to grab you something to eat or something?
I would. Um,
think at this
Juniper's been
point, Jimmy
watching
will
from the
stalk over.
corner. Juniper's been watching from the corner, and she writes in the chat, "Is this a date, or what's Quincy doing here? Should I come over?"
Did you see it? Well, I mean, in the group
I
chat,
posted
you
in the
said
group
Quincy
chat.
was invited. So,
But like, you're kind of flirting, kind of not.
I feel like Juniper needs to
Juniper's
have an
It is-
a little
address to what
confused.
flirting means.
it
Yes,
is.
she's
It is.
so confused.
It is very hard for like this character. Like, I'm not a persona character, so it's like I'm trying to just be nice, and I'm not aware that I'm flirtatious. If I'm being flirtatious,
Oh, you're not being flirtatious at all.
right? I'm not attempting to be.
Juniper just has an intelligence of -1.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, I mean, I could always attempt to figure out what Quincy wants, but that seems like it would just be like, a bad idea at the table to be like, yeah, I'm just gonna use my magic powers. Screw this shit.
Right.
Like,
Probably.
even though I took the power that even though I took the ability to do that, like just use magic whenever, like I'm magic, I can do magic,
Oh, okay. Maybe then you should. Oh.
I think Jimmy sits at the table and just offers Quincy an orange juice. She's like, "You look like you need this, bud."
he looks at you and his eyes dart directly to the orange juice again. And he just kind of sits there and looks at it. And then he takes the straw and he puts it in his mouth. He, like, without using his hands, just kind of sips it.
Jimmy will give him a gentle pat on the head.
So, like, is this one of your is this I don't think this is one of our coworkers, right? Like,
No, this is my friend Quincy. Quinn, Marion, Quinn. Now you guys know each other.
Pleased to meet you, Quincy. I'm sorry I didn't sit with you. We haven't met before. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am happy to meet you, though.
Mm-hmm.
And I look over at Jimmy and I'm like, look, yeah,
I may have slightly abandoned him on a job.
what the? You guys
Listen, there was a fish man and there was a candy van, and we needed to get him somewhere, and it was a whole thing.
Where did you even take that guy?
East?
Is this why you were in freaking
Over the mountains.
Yeah.
There was a small
Pulley up?
town.
Why?
Reasons I get to... the reason is because I don't like killing things. And that was the only other option.
I don't know.
I mean,
Couldn't there
that's
have been
good.
a third option?
Not really.
I will say I'm glad you're not into killing things because, like, that's not okay.
I
don't
feel
know
like I
what's-
made that clear with the harpy.
No, you totally did, and like I don't know what
By the way, we need to have a talk, but that's for later.
well, I mean that's why I had kind of sent the invite is we need to have a talk.
Why would you send that in the group chat? I
Because
assumed this was a get together.
well, I need to know. I need to do. Because no one gave me any other contact information besides the group chat.
It's a
And
group.
I
You
really
have the individual phone numbers of everyone in the group. That's how the group chat works.
I'm like looking at my phone and
Tap my name in the group. Tap my name. See that number? That's my phone number.
Yeah, I tapped the phone and like 3 things come up, and it's like, it's weird. It's weird because
You have a
like
fucking pixel.
yeah, it's like my parents bought me like this phone, and it's like I'm not sure what's going on with it. And like something weird, like clearly, like I'm like looking at it, and like as I touch it, like you have like magic senses, right? You can like see magic or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm touching it, and like weird, like slightly weird things are happening because like magic. And I'm like, this has been happening like ever since the cops, and like,
Yeah, this is why we need to have a talk.
I mean, like,
Anyway, I think in the middle of this, by the way, Quincy finishes the orange juice and Jimmy just like removes the straw, like not from his mouth, but just like from the orange juice and places it into a second one.
I'm, like, do you want anything besides orange juice, dude? Like,
He
I'm
hasn't
paying.
stopped drinking.
I'm okay. I, I don't know. I haven't really been hungry.
Like, for how long?
Uh,
I assume since the fish man.
yeah, about 20 hours.
All right. Clearly, several talks need to be had. Why don't we all go for a walk? I don't think anybody else is showing up.
I wave at Juniper.
Jimmy has not noticed Juniper is present.
She's probably like waves back, but she's got a lot of work to do, so she's gonna keep cleaning around.
Well, it looks like Juniper's busy, but she's over there if we want to, like,
Oh shit, she is.
yeah. Like,
Huh.
how are you like so like the focus of attention and so good at the other stuff?
People pay
But you,
attention to me, not the other way around.
dude, you need to figure out the like I I know like it's the thing, like you are the center of attention. Like I know what people want. Like it like
It's a little creepy, I'm not gonna lie.
it, it is. And when I go and try to like touch a phone and like pull up a thing, and I get like, instead of a phone number, like a picture of you in a,
Bikini.
alone for, no, like, oh no, like him
In your
alone.
mother's underwear.
Yeah, him alone, surrounded by whatever he like, like obviously left alone, no magic, no like like on like able to be yourself. Like I don't. I try to calm down, and it's like,
By the way, if you're trying to say you see into Jimmy's desires, that is not at all what you see.
well, whatever it is, you know what I mean. Well, if you want to, yeah, like what
Jimmy's desires are very different from what he presents.
yeah. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure it's definitely something completely else. But you know what I mean? Like, I could say, I'm not going to, I'm going to make the assumption, like, the one that, I'll say that, or, like I see, I could, make a lot. I could say, like, dude, I see, like, when I touch something like this, like the connections aren't.
We should
I
really be having this conversation somewhere else.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess there's like Juniper's secret, or not secret, but secret janitor's closet.
You know, that's a great idea.
Cool. I'm gonna go.
No. You need to be present for this.
You guys seem like you're having a heart to heart, and
No. This is important.
People are giving him shit about this being a date. It's not a date. it's not a date.
I didn't think that, but okay.
I also didn't think that.
Well, I mean,
No one is
clearly-
giving me shit about this being a date.
I mean, Skye was giving both of us shit about this.
I was
being a date.
giving you shit about this being a date. Let's not mix words here.
You think Skye was giving anyone shit? She was just being honest. Like, she invited one person. Why is everyone trying to join in? It's rude.
You know who's rude? Jimmy's rude.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
Anyways, Quincy, Marion, follow me. And I'm going to approach Juniper and be like, hey, June, are you busy?
I mean, I'm working, but I
Do
mean,
you want to go hang out in the clubhouse?
oh, yeah, sure. I mean, screw the work. I get paid to do nothing. So, yeah, let's go.
Fuck yes.
And I walk and unlock and walk through and unlock another door because I've got keys. And I sing my little song as I go. I'm like, unlock the doors, gotta go, go. Look at my cat posters.
Hang in
Yep.
there.
Exactly.
I'm like, I'm I'm just kind of smiling and bopping my head along as she's singing her like little song. I'm happy. It's like, because I'm like, this is much less stressful than trying to explain, like, and then trying to like do this.
Right.
I
This
am
is the
not a
calm before the
people's
storm.
person. Yeah, I am not a people person.
Yeah.
As
we
the
get
people
into
person
there.
of the party.
We get
People
into
person
this
of the
little
party.
room, chill on our couch. Yeah. So, welcome to the custodian room. It's
Also,
like,
do you have like a broom handle or something? By the way, I want to do something really quick.
sure, it's attached to a broom, and it's
That'll
one of my
work.
favorites, so please don't break
I'll be
it.
careful.
Okay.
And Jimmy is going to grab it and he is going to approach Quincy.
Quincy like cringes away. Not cringes. What's an action?
Flinches.
Thank you.
Jimmy's gonna be like, Q, Neil.
I'd rather not.
Then bow your head or something.
Okay, and he does it.
I hereby induct you into the gang. Trademark.
Yes.
And I like knight him with the broom handle.
Juniper slow claps.
Thanks.
Okay, so now I can tell you about all this bullshit. And you're not allowed to tell anybody.
Okay. But what about my family?
No.
Nope.
What about...
My family doesn't know.
Not even your dog, bro.
I don't have a dog.
I mean, doesn't what's his name know? Fucking
Rocky?
Yes.
Yeah,
You told
Rocky
Rocky.
knows. Yeah, Rocky knows. And hear me out. He's kind of handing out numbers. I've talked to him about it, and I'm really
gonna kick
sorry,
his ass.
guys.
I'm gonna kick his ass, but that's for later.
Right?
Yeah, but you and Rocky have been friends for probably like a year now.
Right. And I know his family, and he doesn't tell them anything, so you don't have to worry about that.
Dude.
Rocky doesn't tell anyone anything.
To which I'm like, I see this like, mental image of Rocky like posting shit on like a Tumblr fiction account. like, what if a magical world was real type of,
Right.
on a burner, like he's totally doing this,
He's just there to fuck with the Bureau. Making weirdly accurate predictions.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
but anyway, Q, I bet you have a lot of questions.
I guess. Kind
I mean, well, shoot. I can tell you now. You're a part of the gang.
of. Okay.
You're not allowed to tell anybody.
How? Why?
Magic, to fight evil
I mean, yeah, for
for
whatever.
greater or lesser degrees of the word evil.
Yeah.
Okay. What is magic and who
No clue.
is evil?
Also, no clue.
I mean, like, magic is clearly a force that, you know, I kind of use the fucking 100% the Obi-Wan definition of the force from fucking the A New Hope. Yeah, you know, it's a
Surrounds
force.
us, penetrates us, binds the galaxy together.
Yes, exactly. Right, right. You know, I mean, at least as far as I can tell.
You took that from Star Wars.
No
Star
shit,
Wars.
Sherlock. But yeah, so like, look. And as far as evil goes, I think it's more protecting the general public from the awareness that magic exists and, you know, thereby maintaining the tenuous hold that mundanity has over reality.
Hey, it's more of our job to connect the way the earth is with the way people are. So yeah, people don't do well with the way earth really is. So we have
Quincy,
to
do you watch anime?
shield them.
Oh, wait. Before Jimmy, you go on to something.
Before Jimmy
Juniper,
says something stupid.
Mhm.
what you said really resonates with Quincy. And with that, I do want to give everybody a +1 forward going on if you were to convince him. Jimmy.
Okay.
Quincy, do you watch anime?
No.
Are you familiar with what a magical girl is?
I can put the two words together and kind of suss it out.
Have you
Jimmy
ever
will
heard of
Google
Sailor
Card
Moon?
Captor Sakura.
Okay, that's a good one too.
Okay. So you
We fight monsters.
monsters.
Sometimes those monsters look like people.
Sometimes monsters.
Sometimes those monsters.
Didn't you notice how that guy was weirdly sweaty and fish-like?
Kind of, I guess.
Do you remember the weird string of incidences that took place on campus a while ago?
Sure.
That professor that got crushed by a car hood?
Hey, he wasn't crushed by that car hood.
No, I'm pretty sure he was almost definitely crushed by that car hood.
Not completely. Look,
Yeah.
I saved that guy.
That was you?
Not all of it. Just like he was
Jeez,
gonna
okay, no, we need to have an entirely separate talk from this conversation. Jesus Christ. Anyways. Those incidences, that wasn't like a weird terrorist attack or like revolution or whatever. No, it was just a harpy that was loose on campus.
Okay.
And we stopped it.
Are you doing okay, kid?
No.
Do you want to sit down, have a Coke or something? Water?
I'm
Beer.
pretty full, actually.
Whiskey.
Okay, I don't have that in my cave.
I almost asked, like, are you holding? Like, this seems like a great conversation for, you know, if someone were holding.
No.
What the fuck does that mean?
like pot, get high.
Oh, like what the
Yeah.
fuck?
No.
Oh,
I mean, what is Washington's laws on weed?
It's fully legal.
yeah.
I mean, maybe that's probably one of Juniper's things then.
Just not at work.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I think
Anyways,
at this point.
Q. Oh, at this point.
Oh, okay. I think at this point, the group message gets a ping, and it's just like, "Where are you guys?"
We're at the clubhouse.
Okay. Skye begins to look for a clubhouse, probably around
Oh
the.
no.
Yeah.
Hasn't she been to Juniper's locker?
Yes.
Juniper's janitor closet? Yes, she
I
has.
think
Yeah.
so.
He's gonna go now look for a clubhouse.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna just
He's
pin
going
my location for her, or send my location.
Oh, you do like the iPhone thing, like I
Skye's-
am, like
Skye's gonna
Yeah.
end
And it
up
gives, like, a
finding
geo
Tutor Defense
coordinates.
Force.
gives your latitude and longitude.
Yeah. It's like, I'm right here.
After a bit, she'll show up, like you'll hear a knock on the door and a very angry, "This is not the clubhouse."
It's our clubhouse, and the door's unlocked.
Just open it. It's a bloody janitor's closet.
Wait, wait,
That's
wait,
a
wait, wait,
janitor's
wait, wait.
closet with a TV and a fucking Xbox.
Wait. Pause. Y'all are having a super secret magical girl meeting. And the
We
door's
have the doors
unlocked?
unlocked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
For anyone to walk in on.
We have a collective 4 brain cells between us.
Hey, I have
And there's 5 members of the party.
I
well,
actually have a brain
excuse
cell,
you.
but it's not my door to lock. So the person with the keys
I mean,
didn't
you're
lock
right.
the door.
So, what's up? It's been a minute since I've seen you. Looking nice.
Guy
Looking
raises an
fine.
eyebrow.
Jesus fucking Christ, June.
I
10 seconds.
was going shopping. And I finished shopping and I went down to the juice bar and I saw that no one was there. Was gonna go. No, I won't fuck it around. It was Jimmy's and Marion's date.
Yeah.
is
turns
not
out
a date.
not a date. Sadly. Wouldn't that be cute?
Jimmy gets kind of a small devious look in his eye and goes, "Oh, it was totally a date."
Oh.
Like I am now fully embarrassed.
Although I will definitely
It
say,
was a date. It's not a date anymore, but it was.
no
Wait,
shit, there's
and you
fucking
brought
people here.
Quincy?
We're a thruple.
I'm sorry for asking.
Quincy
for-
blushes really bad.
What's a No, I'm not gonna even. But I'm still
Okay,
going to say this is not the
Skye,
clubhouse.
Skye, I
this
need
is-
to explain this to you.
I will shoot you.
I am a
Please, free me.
I look at Jimmy and I go, I know what that is. I'm,
You get a look back that says, "Now we're even."
So what's going on?
well, I was trying to, actually try to, extend an olive branch because I know how badly, like, I wasn't helpful in the last
Yeah, and your retribution has come,
oh,
and now we're square.
oh thank God. I'm
But
like,
am I-
I'm like trying like a weight
Anyways.
has lifted off my shoulders.
Jimmy,
you
still
can
holding
see,
the
like-
broom, is like, "Oh, I was just inducting Q here into the order.
Into what order?
Our order. The Knights of the Round or whatever."
What?
Yeah, we have our own little club. Isn't that fun?
The
No.
order the order of mundane protection.
I mean, you
Whatever the
haven't
hell.
introduced us to your club, so we made our own.
That's
No,
it.
that's not true.
Blackjack and hookers.
She
That's what we
glares
did.
at Jimmy. He has already been introduced to the bureau. Also,
Yeah, and they're a bunch of pricks.
Also, you shouldn't be bringing in people who are mundane into it. It's very dangerous.
Isn't Quincy like a mouse boy?
He's, he's like,
I think you're confusing Mouseboy and Femboy.
No. I'm like, isn't he the one that has like mouse features, or am I thinking of someone else?
no, I've described him as being a mousy like character. Like he is
Mousy.
mousy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He is
okay.
not a mouse, if that's what you're asking.
Like for some reason, when like I look at the reference now, and I'm looking at it, and like the earlier description, like that could totally be, like, yeah, no, I made a connection that was not there.
No, he looks completely human.
Yeah, he's the one who triggered off of. He's the one who pinged off of Jimmy's magical senses, though.
Yes, he has pinged off as magical.
Right.
Anyways, Skye, I don't recall you having an issue with this yesterday when we were taking him on a mission.
No,
Like,
you're right.
He was on the mission.
Don't have a problem with investigating a murder that was not supernatural until it became very supernatural.
Yeah, and he watched me transform. So what do you want me to do?
Take away his memories.
I can't do that. You can't do that, and I'm not driving 4 hours to have someone violate his privacy like that.
Violate his privacy. Quincy, question. How safe do you feel?
I don't feel like I should answer that question.
Hey, Quincy.
That is a good answer. That is a very good answer.
Would you consent to having your memory erased?
No.
Exactly.
Jimmy, you're putting things in very bad perspective.
I feel like I'm putting things in a very
No,
sane
you're
perspective.
very not. Do you know how dangerous our job is?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, and you want to put someone who doesn't have any magical protections in the line of danger.
He was already in the line of danger when he was investigating a murder.
And a murder, a human murder.
No,
When
we knew this was not
humans
a human.
dealing with humans.
Knew this was not a human murder.
Yeah, we
Guys.
know it was a normal murder until we figured out it was a fish person.
At least now he knows, so he can watch out.
Watch out
He
for
doesn't
what?
have-
Does he
I
have
didn't
the
say that's
magical
coming.
senses?
Do you
I
not
don't-
register him as magical? I register him as magical.
Skye has never looked over him with magic sense, so she looks over him.
He comes off as very slightly magical.
Okay. So you might have a potential for magic.
So he
So
doesn't need
that
to
means-
come to war with us,
But he does have to be like, okay, look, if you're aware of it, that means that you can interact with it, and it can interact with you in ways that, from what I understand, from what I can tell from like the weird shit that's been happening in my life, once you're aware, like you look and it can look back, and like
No, the whole point of
other
us
people
existing is
other people see a car crash, and we see a freaking harpy tearing a hood off a car and dropping it 6 freaking stories, and it almost and if I didn't trip that guy, he would have been completely pancaked, even worse than he was.
Well, isn't the whole point of us existing that just because you can't see it doesn't mean it can't hurt you?
Right.
Aye.
Right.
So
But-
what you're saying is it doesn't matter whether or not he can see it, it'll hurt him anyway.
There's a lot of creatures that will ignore you if you can't see them.
Right.
I've yet to encounter one.
You've only ever encountered one, haven't you?
I mean, at least 2 since we're talking about a fish man.
No,
Because
2.
we saw the harpy.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, you're correct.
2. Everyone I've encountered thus far.
Aye.
I mean,
So
like,
how about
like-
you take a lesson from someone who's been doing this a little bit longer?
Because maybe I'm going to say this a little bit calmly. Like, we're Americans. We have a gun culture. Okay? And
In the wrong way, but we're American.
no, I mean this. I mean this
Just to
today.
say it calmly.
This is America, and
No,
you
no.
ain't gonna be taking away my God-given memories.
Not what I meant. Not what I meant. I meant it in the like, we have a reputation for having a ridiculous gun culture, and I have still never met someone as trigger happy as you. And I've lived in the deep south on a military, just outside of a military base.
Skye just cocks her head and she goes, "What do you mean by trigger happy?"
I mean, we were talking.
You are a
to
very shoot first, ask questions never kind of person.
right.
I killed the monsters that harm humans to protect humanity. That's my job.
But have you ever
But-
considered that maybe there's another way?
No.
And
Those
that may be
Because
the
if
way
I
you were
don't kill the
taught.
monsters, they kill humans.
Those monsters belong here just as much as we do, as the humans do. We just have to make peace with them. Making
As a-
peace does not come with guns.
I mean,
The le-
I
Sorry, go
I kind of roll my eyes at that statement as well, but like I'm not gonna. After what I just said, I'm not going to say, like, but
Say that she's right, but I also don't want to say that she's right, so...
yeah, exactly. Like
My problem, and this is what I've always been doing, is yes, I guess maybe in the past there might have been more magic or something, because there's obviously legends and tales of these monsters. And there's legends of people getting along, but I want you to understand that there's more legends of people getting killed by monsters. And they need heroes, as she like waves at everyone, to protect them because they can't protect themselves. I think helpful creatures, and she like pulls out her toy gun with the bat on the end and points at the bat, who help us become heroes are probably the good creatures in legends. But creatures like harpies, which are in legends known to lure men to their death by using songs or carrying
that's
a peat.
sirens.
Sirens. Is it?
Yeah, also
She kind of
harpies.
looks down.
No, Skye's right. Also harpies.
But
I meant, yeah,
these are legends and creatures who obviously harm people. And it's our job to protect humanity that can't protect themselves. I have a
Okay.
gun that can shoot down monsters. And if I bet if you took a regular gun and tried to do the same thing, it wouldn't do anything. There's a reason why there's legendary weapons of legend as well. There's got to
Okay.
be a reason for all that.
Sure. Maybe. What's my power?
Here's the question to that.
What do I do?
What do you do?
I talk. I cooperate. I compromise. I am literally magically good at it.
Oh, you might be helpful with other heroes then. I still fail your reasoning with monsters.
He talked that harpy down. He talked the harpy down. Okay? Like, I don't know what happened with the fish man. I wasn't there, and it clearly, like, you guys are talking about investigating a murder, so I assume that, like,
Marion, I'll let you know what he told me. He told me to kill the fishman. Because he
did.
murdered someone. I bet you would tell me to kill the harpy if she actually murdered the person that Marion saved.
Yes.
Oh wait, I'm sorry, I don't know that one. I don't know that.
You don't.
To kill the if she actually killed someone.
that's the thing. Like, we're
So
not
we have to
talking.
wait around for the monsters to kill people before we're willing to take a stand.
No,
Yeah. Say so. Make
There's a
sure they're
different-
actually bad guys.
there's a difference between, and I'll, there is a difference between shooting first and asking questions later, which is what or not even asking questions later. You were willing to. We were in the process, and I know what I tried to do did not help. I'm not saying that, but we were in the process of attempting to resolve this conflict as bloodlessly as possible. The person we were, and when you stepped in, you were like, well, we'll just kill her. There's not another option. It's like, but we were resolving it. It was being
You
resolved.
guys came in after I've already started fighting the harpy.
Uh,
I found her nest before you guys even found the harpy. I gave her an ultimatum to fuck off, or I'll attack her, or I'll kill her, and she said no. So I
I'm
followed
sorry.
through on my
Sorry
threat.
about that. You burst into someone's home armed and said, "Get out of my house or I will shoot you."
Oh, so it's my house that she broke into, is what you're telling me.
I fail to see.
I thought you guys had
You said you
whatever
tracked
stand
him-
your ground laws or whatever,
You
where
went
you can
to
shoot
her.
people if they broke into your house.
You went to her nest. You said it
Her
yourself.
nest on top of our school.
Technically, you don't have the power to shoot someone else about that property. It's not your property.
Thank you.
I feel like
For
we're really getting
gun
bogged down
laws.
in the technicalities here.
You're right. You're
We
right.
are.
There's
We
a
are.
lot
We
of-
are very. We are
There's a
very.
lot
I
of
feel like
technicality.
we are
Gun laws.
largely missing the point of this discussion.
Regardless, she stepped upon human lands and started causing destruction, and I gave her an ultimatum of getting the fuck out of here, or I'll kill her. She decided that she was gonna take her chances.
But you
And
know
then
what happened
you guys
first?
came after.
You said she stepped on human lands, you gave her an ultimatum and followed through. She did the
Mhm.
same thing. Humans stepped on her lands. And in any way she could. Because humans can't see her. She tried to get the message through. Fuck off. And they didn't. I think you and the Harpy have more in common than you and I.
We have nothing in common, Jimmy. I hope
Thank
you
you.
understand that.
Thank you.
So maybe try a little empathy sometime. It might do you good.
Skye crosses her arms and just sits there and glaring at you, and just offhandedly mentions, "Quincy, is this the part of life that you want to be aware of? Monsters that can attack you at any moment? Or do you rather live normally like every other human?"
He kind of gulps. He does that over exaggerated gulp that he's
No.
yeah. He opens his mouth to say something, but nothing comes out, so he closes it again. Are you gonna say something?
What? No. Sorry.
Okay. Well, I feel like you know the danger, you care for it.
I think so. Is how the room is arranged. There's like a sofa and like a coffee table, right?
Sure.
Is Quincy
Maybe
like
a
on the
mini
sofa?
fridge.
Probably, yes.
I think Jimmy's gonna like sit on the coffee table across from Quincy, and he's gonna be like, "Listen, Quinn, shit's fucked. I'm not gonna lie, but really, it's not any more fucked than it already was. It's just different fucked. And honest to God, magic is really fucking cool.
I nod my head.
I
when
have
he
I
says
have
magic
my
is cool.
problems with a lot of the organization and a lot of the objectives, but on a basic level, fucking magic is real. That's fucking nuts. Right? That's so cool. And
I
I
think
would
it's
rather
pretty
live
cool.
in a world full of monsters and magic than a regular fucking world.
I kind of nod my. I'm just nodding along with this. Like I like I like I as I have the kind of like the cogent argument that I want to make the like later, but it's like well maybe if we weren't killing magic we would have more magic, but like
I am keeping strictly to a facts optional
Yeah.
argument style.
yes
I don't know
exactly.
if you picked up on that.
No, you are, and I'm just nodding along because it's like, yep, you do your thing, and I'm not going to say nothing.
I just still
Magic is really fucking cool.
I just still don't understand how it all works.
How it all what? Sorry, you cut out.
How it all works.
Nobody does. It's cool.
Honestly, I don't either, but I want to learn. I want to know how it fucking works. I don't know now. I might never know, but I want to learn. And I can't learn if I don't know. And don't you want to know?
I mean, yeah, I want to know. Can you show me?
Is Quincy singing?
What? No, it's a
I was about to
Phil
say, if Quincy
Collins
starts
song
singing,
from,
Jimmy will
Tarzan.
immediately harmonize.
No, that was me making a
Goodness.
reference.
Yeah, the Tarzan reference from the Phil Collins song, right? Or am I thinking of a different
No, you're right.
movie?
I was going, I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh, Lord.
I don't remember what we were talking about before I did that.
Magic is really fucking cool, and we don't know how it works, but we would rather know and learn than not know and not learn.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of my memories being away. And I'm not being a big fan of being attacked by things that I don't understand. And I feel like if you understood where I was coming from, no.
Have you met Rocky?
Hmm?
Have you met Rocky?
No.
Maybe you and Rocky could get along. He's another part of our crew, and he's like you.
Okay,
Kinda
Rocky is not a
magic?
part of our crew.
Yes,
He has
he
not
is.
been inducted into the gang.
Uh,
He got
maybe not.
grandfathered in.
Maybe not with your magic broom.
Okay, we all know
Not.
that broom wasn't actually magic.
Okay, exactly. Rocky is a part of the crew.
I still owe him a fucking bloody nose.
Okay, that's a lot.
I think since you guys have told me about your stuff, I should probably tell you something. Fuck, what does this even do? Let me look it up.
Rabbit ears. He's got rabbit ears. He's a bunny boy.
Bunny.
Damn it.
I'd be pretty cute.
Quincy's like, you guys have told me a lot. I should tell you some stuff about me. I'm gay.
Oh, yay!
Great, Quinn. Welcome to the club. Welcome
Well,
to our club. Welcome to our club. Welcome, Squidward. Welcome, Squidward. Welcome, Squidward.
just like everyone else.
Okay, so he is going to make a little check, which he is pretty good at. Yes. Okay. He is going to roll a mystical check, and
Please tell me he's a fucking wizard.
he is going to what is he gonna do? What's something Quincy would do as like a magic trick?
He dons his robe and wizard hat.
Oh god, I know that reference. Stop.
Never.
He kind of he runs his hand over his left hand over his right arm, and then his right hand over his left arm, and he's wearing long sleeves. And he pulls back the sleeves, and you can see this like gray like fur. And like
Monkey boy. Monkey boy.
he's not a monkey boy.
Oh, I don't like monkeys.
I love monkeys.
Percy, down.
Monkey boy. Monkey boy.
And he does the same thing to his face, and his nose kind of elongates, and he runs his hands through his hair, and he grows little mouse ears.
Who's a little mousy
Folks,
boy?
I want you to know. I want you to know from the bottom of my heart, go fuck yourself.
He's a little mousy boy
Oh jeez.
who runs through the walls and eats cheese.
So wait, standing in front of us, is he the size of a boy, or is he the size of a mouse?
He's the size of a boy.
Jimmy will
Okay.
immediately put his hand on Quincy's shoulder and just go, Quincy, I want you to know that this changes nothing, but also that I will never be letting you live this down.
I don't quite understand.
I'm gonna make so many mouse puns.
Okay. I don't know. Thought you should know that those invisible monsters you're worried about, I just happen to be one of them.
Yeah, I was wondering that. How'd you get involved in college if you're one of them? Are you enrolled in classes?
Yeah, my dad, and he says the word like it's a little bit weird. He teaches environmental science here.
I mean,
Can I? Oh, sorry, Spokes, go ahead.
well, when he kind of says "dad" in that sense, I just kind of like nod my head, like, "Yep, I get that."
Can I tune the dial real quick here?
Yep.
Yeah, what do I get?
It's similar. Sorry, it is the same as Sabrina and Medina. But it's fainter.
Closer to Sabrina or closer to Medina?
Closer to Medina, but like fainter. So like think of how strong it is, like a star. You know, there are different types of stars, and they're closer to being like black holes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The mushrooms are the black hole. right?
Mhm.
I don't know fucking stars, so I'm just gonna say it like it fucking is. But Sabrina is like close to becoming a black hole. And as
Huh.
you go from Sabrina to Medina to Quincy, it becomes farther and farther away from that possibility.
Interesting. Is Quincy more nature-y than he is magic-y?
Yes.
Okay.
But it is kind of evening itself out now.
You know, Quinn, some things just made a whole lot of sense.
So Quincy, your dad. How long have you known him? Well, how long have you been around? How old are you?
It's been
How long have
like
you been a mouse boy?
3 months.
Huh.
You've been around for 3 months?
Yeah. Well, I've been a person.
Were you a mouse or a person before then?
A mouse.
Like, okay.
Adorable.
Just
Let
hanging
me
out in
ask.
the
By the
forest?
way, I had this
I'm gonna
thought.
ask it. I'm gonna ask a different question. I'm gonna when he asks like if you were a mouse or a person. I'm gonna ask he's if before this he was like sapient, you know, intelligent. And yeah, no, yeah, sapient.
Aware of his own thoughts.
Yes, right.
By the way, I did not plan to do this reveal today, but I did have this thought on the way home, because I was watching a video on Harry Potter the other day. I did a reverse Peter Pettigrew.
Yep, you sure did.
Sure did.
Fucking did. Anyway, um,
Except this kid's cool. Peter Pettigrew was never cool. You can yeah, mark that down.
um, but he goes, I don't know. It's like waking up from a dream. Like none of it made sense, or at least it probably made sense at the time, but it doesn't make sense anymore. And I don't know. I wasn't thinking rationally or logically.
Just being a mouse, just vibing.
Oh.
So, did the
Really?
mushrooms make you too?
I mean, I assume I have the same innate desire to protect them, but look at
But
me.
why'd you come to school, though, and not stay in the forest to protect?
Well, my dad found us and took us in, and I guess the farther away you get from the source of it all, the less it feels like it consumes you, you know.
Is that a good
Hmm.
thing?
I don't know. Don't
Do you feel better about it?
feel like I should feel something, but I don't. Like there's something innate in me.
Depression.
Like I had a purpose, and now I'm trying to fill that void.
Welcome to the rest of humanity, kiddo. And he gives him like
Oh, gee.
a clap on the shoulder.
Oh, I'm just like he says this, I'm just like nodding my head. Like, I kind of get that.
So, talk to your dad. Who is he? Like, does he know about magic then?
I don't know. I think he just saw 3 orphan kids in the forest and thought this probably doesn't end well if I just leave them here.
Orphan kids? You mean there's other, like, mouse kids?
Yeah, I told you, my family.
Oh. Well, I'd love to meet them.
Yeah, probably has to happen at this point now, although, yeah, I can already tell this is not going to go well.
Quincy, I want you to know that I will never let anything bad happen to you.
He's soft, squishy cinnamon roll.
He is the perfect boy and will be protected.
Skye has not stopped glaring at the weird creature on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
And I can also imagine that a bit of her magic is leaking out.
It's like she has like the anger aura.
No, I would consider a lot of her magic is what, fear. So like the shadows around her deepened.
Yeah.
Yeah, her probably also has a little like anime eye laser beam.
Yep.
Just a
I'm
red
imagining
dot.
it's like cute mouse boy sitting nervously on the couch, and then the camera like slides to the side, and like the background goes black, and it's just like Skye sitting there in like a black background, like staring daggers.
Yeah.
With like a big like anger symbol on her forehead.
When Quincy notices this, his magic like retracts in on itself, like instinctively.
Jimmy will place a hand on his head. And kind of, will you stop scaring him? He doesn't deserve that.
Does he not?
No, he doesn't.
How much do you know about him?
How much do you know about him?
Nothing.
Exactly.
How much is he? Well, let's ask this. He's 3 months old. How much does he even know about himself? So, like, you're talking about taking you're like, oh, this thing's this. You're dehumanizing a person. These are
Well,
people.
He just told you that he wasn't a person, he was a mouse.
No,
He
he
got turned
told you.
into a human.
Okay, so he wasn't a person 3 months ago, but he's definitely a person now.
What are these mushrooms you're talking about?
Yeah,
I
like I'm gonna tell you.
I thought we were gonna tell her.
Not immediately. Not till I know she's not gonna go cause a magic apocalypse.
I
You
mean,
mean
I
like
guess
the
you're
several
right.
types prevented?
No. Like how you're gonna go and uproot a bunch of highly potent magic plants and somehow cause all of fucking the Pacific Northwest to disappear.
I live in the Pacific Northwest. This would be a bad idea.
And you know that it's going to have this effect. How?
I don't! Because I don't know what it's gonna do, but I know what you're gonna do.
So you're making baseless assumptions on how I will proceed to take care of something that's apocalyptic.
Oh no, I'm making some very based assumptions.
First of all,
No,
we don't
I
know
killed
it's
monsters.
apocalyptic.
I
So you
don't.
don't need to go.
No, I heard it apocalyptic from Mr. Jimmy over there. I'm not saying anything like that. All
What
I know
I'm
is there's
saying
magic
is
mushrooms that turn animals into people.
there are some very potent magic objects. And I'm not telling you where they are because I can't trust what you'll do with them.
I
mean, to be honest, it was like weeks ago. It was a 3-hour hike. We probably couldn't find them anyway.
Can you please stop giving her more information about how to draw a radius from where we are to where they could be?
Right.
Hunting magic is literally her job.
No, my job is hunting creatures. Again, you're making baseless assumptions on things you don't understand, Jimmy.
I understand you.
No, you
Skye.
don't.
I do. I know how you act.
You've seen me on 2 adventures, and you supported my actions on 1 on killing monsters. That's all you've seen me do. You have no idea what the bureau is, what the bureau does, who I am, what I've been through, or anything, Jimmy. You're making baseless assumptions, a bunch of different things because you feel like you have the need to protect kings that don't need to be protected but feared.
No,
No, I don't
I
want to
haven't
listen
seen
to
you.
your useless bullshit.
Then
I'm
don't.
not going to hurt Quincy because he hasn't done anything that would, through any observations, he hasn't done anything. But I am going to report him, and it will be the bureau's decision what they want to do with him.
And the bureau's going to
Oh.
have to go through me.
That's fine.
Send me.
That's fine.
Yep. Well, yeah. If the
If they
choice
do
is
what
between,
they want to do with you guys, I
Have
hope
fun sleeping at night, Skye.
I do. Well, no, I don't. But I've been doing this for about 5 years, Jimmy. If I couldn't sleep at night now, I probably wouldn't be around.
And you've never stopped once to ask yourself if what you're doing is right.
I know what I'm doing is right because I know I'm protecting humanity.
At what cost?
I don't know, Jimmy. What do you want from me? The cost of my sanity? The cost of my being? I don't give a shit. At least I know that my aunt is safe. At least I know that my mom and my father and mother is safe. I know that you're safe. I know that your family's safe. Think about that for once, Jimmy. You too, Marion and Juniper. Swear to fucking God. And she like hops out. She leaves the closet.
Well, that was dramatic.
And
yeah.
At least your family is safe, Jimmy. Oh boy.
that is
Oh.
where we're going to end it for tonight.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. That was good. Yeah, that was good.
I hope you understand this has no affection on any of you guys as players.
Oh,
Right.
absolutely not. And we were,
Yeah, no.
and like I said, I was trying to, like, dude, I was like, dude, you're trigger happy as hell. I don't know what like, and I don't, and I don't
It
even
is
know that.
it is an undeniable fact that Skye is very bang
Oh,
bang.
Yeah, kill the monsters. Yeah, absolutely.
She slays monsters. That's what she does.
Yeah, right.
But she's running into people who think that maybe slaying monsters isn't the thing to do.
Well, I mean, like,
And now there's conflict. There's drama.
right.
That's what the point is.
Right. The point, like the way I kind of put my character together was like, this is a person who, was raised in like a family where like, military background. We knew, and like this past of like, hey, we dispossessed people, we did this, we did that, and like, a little bit of old money, where like, of the idea is you've got to put something back, and seeing someone who's just like an indoctrinated child soldier going, no, we just got to wipe it out, is not the thing that is in, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I love this dynamic so much. It makes it really fun for me.
Like, there's definitely absolutely a way to protect the magical beings and the humans, and maybe killing magic is a bad idea, even though too much magic makes, like harms people. Like, there's like, we're encroaching into magical space that's causing problems. Maybe we should not encroach into magical space.
Nah, let's just fucking rip it out at the roots. I'm sure
Right,
it'll be fine.
exactly. Right. Like, why don't we just pave paradise and put up a parking lot? Yeah, no. No, yeah.
Good
And-
shit.
Exactly. Good shit.
Okay, let's go through our end of session question. Did we learn, or sorry, does anybody need to do a relationship
I
We
feel I have repaired my relationship
Yeah,
with
we
Marion
fixed
at this
that
point.
relationship.
Okay.
Yeah.
The toll has been paid. Jimmy is willing to forgive.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
And like go ahead. Sorry, I was interrupting.
I was just gonna go through the questions. So
Sounds good.
Okay. Did we learn something new and important about the larger threat to
About what?
the larger threat to the world?
Yes.
Yeah, we learned about the
Magical
mushroom.
black hole.
Apocalypse shrooms.
Apocalypse rooms.
Sure.
Dude, I want to eat. There's definitely a part of me that just wants to eat the apocalypse mushrooms and see what fucking happens.
I'm like, who's gonna eat the magic mushroom?
Okay. Did we save someone from the machinations of the evil forces at play?
No.
We can put a pin in that right now, considering that Skye is about to narc on our magical animal friend.
I am the magical
let's be honest.
police. I'm good at
At
narc.
this point, Quincy is our mascot. Let's not beat around the bush here.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I'm teasing. Like, we got a magical animal friend, and our narc, and one of our teammates is a narc.
Our teammate is
Yeah.
gonna narc on our pet mouse boy.
We should have just said you're not allowed to talk to him, just like Medina.
Lead the fifth.
Yeah.
Did we learn something new and important about one of the magical heroes?
We learned about that Quincy's a mouse.
I think with the thing with the magic and the phone thing, I think maybe
I feel like we've actually learned what Marion actually does. Like, we actually learned what her magic was,
yeah.
other than failing to protect professors.
Hey. Like I said, it would have been
And
worse.
really, if you think about it, the professor wanted to get hit by the hood of that car.
He's a
He started
philosophy
the day, he's
professor.
like, I wanted it.
He was
Dude.
praying for death on that fucking skateboard.
Hey, no. Like I said, I have thoroughly justified this in my head.
Maybe he really wanted it to hit him.
Well, like, no, if he hadn't fallen, it would have fucking pancaked him even harder.
Right.
Okay, did we learn something new and important about the source of the hero's powers?
You cut out real bad.
Did I?
So, source of heroes' powers, new and important.
I think we learned a lot technically about the source of Quincy's powers.
I would say yes to that one because
Not directly, but
well,
like
I
they
would
kind of
say
came in the wrong order, but they both happened this session.
yeah, I would say yes to that one. And did we develop new friendships or deepen existing ones?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so that is 3 or more questions, so everyone gets 2 XP.
I didn't
XP
touch
points.
the dice, so I only got these two.
I'm almost ready to level up again. Or get another heroic. My heroic thing that I did this time was take a 6-hour round trip hike. I think that's pretty heroic.
I agree. That's pretty heroic.
My heroic achievement is the prince had a magical epiphany and has many more questions than answers.
Wow, sounds about right.
The prince stared into the magic mushrooms and the magic mushrooms stared back.
I called to the magic mushrooms and unfortunately they answered.
Yeah, I mean, like, I need to tell everybody about the cops and the suspicious shit that was going on at the police station, but like it never came up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would like to say a thank you to everyone who has joined us today. I had a lot of fun. I assume you guys did as well.
I loved this. This was great. Drama. I feed on this shit.
I definitely I had a lot of fun, and like I said, I'm definitely not trying to cause inter-party conflict.
I am
intra-party
100% trying to cause inter-party conflict.
Like I mean, yes, it has to happen because this is like the arc that we're on. Not like it's not like I'm trying to stab this wedge, if that makes sense.
I'm trying to stab a wedge. I want the wedge. The wedge gives me life.
I will say in behind the scenes when Sabrina started like talking about the like I used to be majestic and now I'm this. I put in our little like Discord chat thing we have. I put the Battlestar Galactica monologue about the guy talking about seeing a supernova with human eyes.
Well, thank you everyone for listening in. This has been amazing. Does anybody want to plug anything before we are done?
I already plugged my thing, so
Subscribe at twitch.tv/pastelthesnake.
Aw, thank you.
I've got Instagram at Collins221N, I guess.
Yeah. And oh,
there you go.
thank you.
Stuck in here with me now.
Give you some of that Bezos money.
Bezos, Jeffrey Bezos. God, I will forever know what year Jeffrey Bezos was born because of that song.
1961.
1964.
Damn it.
Anyway, not the point. Point is, thank you all for coming, and we will see you another time. Bye!
Bye.
Bye.